Angus Adams, Chapter 22, Motive and Opportunity. At the police station, the story of what happened unfolded. Everyone's parents were present, Mrs. McLeod looking like she might suffer a heart attack at any moment, as each person told their part of the tale. After Angus and Hamish finished talking, Bodhi calmly told how she'd spotted the boys on their bikes from her veranda high up on the hill. She said she knew that Hamish didn't like her much. Hamish had the good grace to look embarrassed at this, but wasn't particularly bothered because some people like you and some don't, and that's life. Besides, she was bored silly and desperate for something to do, so she jumped on her own bike to join them, assuming they were going to the park. But when the boys rode straight past the park, she decided to hang back and follow from a distance, curious about where they were going. As Angus and Hamish were dragged into the warehouse by the gorilla, Bodhi was up the street watching, shocked and horrified. She raced home as fast as she could to get help from Taj, but he wasn't at home and wasn't answering his phone. She left a frantic voicemail message for him and then rode her bike straight back to the warehouse to try and do whatever she could to help the boys. Picking up the story, Taj explained how, as soon as he'd heard Bodhi's message, he called the police and told them where to go, then jumped in the car to meet them there. Scarface and the gorilla were indeed running a car stealing operation from the warehouse. Taj had known them a couple of years ago. They'd heard he was back in town and were trying to force him into stealing cars for them again. The phone conversation Angus and Hamish had overheard had been Taj telling them he wouldn't steal cars for them. He was starting a new life now, and they'd better stay away from his sister's school. Later, as they left the police station, Hamish was looking at Bodhi with new respect. "What are you anyway? Some kind of ninja?" he said, without a hint of sarcasm as they went down the steps. She smiled. "I know some karate." "Black belt," said Taj, opening the car door for her. "Watch her, she's lethal." Although everything had turned out okay, Mrs. McLeod told Hamish he wouldn't be leaving the house again until he was 30. Hamish said that was fine with him. When Angus got home, he went straight to his iPad and handed it to his mother. "I'm guessing you'll be keeping this for at least a month," he said. "If you need me, I'll be pulling weeds out the back." Liam chased after him, demanding details, super excited that his bike had played a part in a daring adventure. Later, unexpectedly, his mother returned his iPad. He hadn't actually broken any rules, she said. In fact, he'd stayed level-headed and acted with courage to save his friend by getting them out of the cupboard. She was proud of him. The next day, the boys at school couldn't believe what they were hearing as Angus and Hamish retold the story. "Awesome," said Luke. "I'm going to start karate lessons." "That'd be dangerous," said Finn, rolling his eyes. "Amazing story," said Ryan. "Yes, that is without a doubt, the most commoving tale I've ever heard," said Perry, chewing an apple. "Did you say commoving?" asked Finn, looking at Perry with arched eyebrows. "What the heck does that mean?" "It's a synonym for exciting," said Perry, and he casually took another bite of his apple. Finn rolled his eyes again. "Do you know any synonyms for annoying or ridiculous?" "Is that a rhetorical question?" shot back Perry. Ignoring him, Finn turned back to Angus and Hamish. "Okay, cool story indeed. And you guys may have uncovered a major car theft operation and everything, but you never did actually figure out who was taking the phones and stuff from the school, did you?" "No," admitted Angus. It had been weighing heavily on him. As far as the rest of the school was concerned, he was still a thief, and he'd uncovered not one shred of evidence as to the identity of the real culprit. "It's an epic fail on that one," he admitted. "Bodhi," called out Hamish suddenly. All the boys looked up to see Bodhi walking alone on the path. "Want to play handball?" That afternoon, after homework was done, Angus lay on his bed and watched his model solar system rotate. He was thinking once again of his complete failure to clear his own name. It looked as if Hamish would indeed be going to the National Robotics Championships in Sydney without him. Around and around went the planets. He thought again about motive and opportunity, and what had Mr. Jackson said? Something about looking closer to home. At the back of his mind, something was nagging at him, but he couldn't quite grasp what it was. It was like when you had a word on the tip of your tongue but couldn't quite get it out. Liam burst into the room. "Look what I got Clancy for her birthday," he sang, plonking himself down on the bed beside Angus. He was holding up a Dora the Explorer backpack. Liam was going to his classmate's party on the weekend. That's nice," said Angus distractedly. Dora the Explorer. Close to home. Motive. Opportunity. Ah! Angus sat bolt upright, nearly knocking Liam off the bed. Holy cow, he said. I know who it is.